Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, I am not a noob, aka Noob. Back with my first playthrough of some Star Wars Jedi Survivor that has recently been added to Game Pass Ultimate and Game Pass PC this month. Yes, they just added it this month. I was about to say April, but it might have been April. My memory's a little bit foggy at the moment, so forgive me if it was at the end of April, but I believe they just added it at the start of this month of May. So
that jetpack's handy.
Also, to maximize your viewing quality of this first playthrough video, please adjust your devices / players to its max settings. Actually, we will not be running this in 4K 60. This will be a 4K 30 vid because that's actually how I'm running the game for the ray trace features, the ray trace shadows. So I'm actually playing it at 4K 30. With no further ado, let's get right into the topic, which is I kind of want to talk about some gaming news that's going on right now, you know, all across social media, mainly X / Twitter. And I want to talk about the Xbox brand basically closing down like 4 studios, for 2 more popular studios, and I forget what's the other 2 studios names, but the more recognizable studios out of the 4, which is Arcane and Tango Gameworks. Tango Gameworks obviously recently, over like the past year or so, made Hi-Fi Rush, which seemed like a big, huge success. Xbox, you know, was happy with the performance on Xbox, and then they turned around and, you know, obviously put it on other platforms like the Nintendo Switch, but mainly, most importantly, the PlayStation 5. And then yesterday, you know, got the news and word from very credible sources and everywhere on Twitter, across social media, that Xbox is closing 4 of those studios, which, like I said, 2 being Arcane. Arcane obviously made Redfall, which actually didn't perform quite well and got a lot of negative reviews, and promised to make the game actually run and perform better and just have, you know, active updates to help try to like turn around the opening debacle that Redfall did receive on release, but that just wasn't the case. But if you're new to my channel, never been to my channel, or you are a actual returning viewer and you've been to my channel before, you would know that I'm an Xbox channel. I'm an Xbox fan. It's my preferred platform of choice to game on. I don't own a Nintendo, I don't own a PlayStation, nor will I never will. And I don't own a PC, no PC or laptop. Eventually I will, when my funds is more flexible. I definitely will purchase, you know, hopefully a high to a mid-end PC or laptop to game on and to play Steam games, but I'll get into that later. I want to keep the main thing, which is, you know, how does everyone feel about the closing of these studios? Now, a lot of people are upset, saying they'll never trust Microsoft, they'll never trust Xbox, fire Phil Spencer. Oh, this is so, you know, bad. And okay, so it's never good for someone or a bunch of people to lose their jobs, because obviously, you know, these studios are teams, whether it's 10, 20 to 100 to however many number of people that were employed there that are now out of jobs and stuff like that. So it's unfortunate on that aspect. You know, I don't wish that on anyone. And like I said, it's really unfortunate. But you know, as gaming developers slash creators, I do feel like their talents will be used somewhere else on another studio or in another game. I feel, you know, they will eventually get some sort of work
Back to normal.
even though they just, you know, obviously have now lost their jobs. So what am I getting at? Like this, okay, so boom. Xbox, right? Like, you know, you got Hellblade 2, Senua's Saga, is supposed to be coming out on the 21st of this month, which is in a few weeks, about 2 weeks away, slightly under 2 weeks. You got the June showcase for Xbox coming up on June 1st. You know, these are, you know, things that a lot of people are looking forward to. And then we got this bad news yesterday, the closing these studios and stuff. It's like Arcane, who made Evil Within 2, Hi-Fi Rush, and I forget what's the fourth game. Oh, Ghostwire Tokyo. So I'll be honest, I never played Hi-Fi Rush. I don't like it. It wasn't for me. That's not my type of game, even though it had a lot of good feedback. A lot of people really liked it. The game was praised and touted, and the way it was developed and so forth, it deserved it. Now, as far as the other 3 titles from them, from Tango Gameworks, I liked Evil Within Part 1. I bought it, never finished it. I gotta actually repurchase it. That's a whole nother story for another video. But I have to repurchase Evil Within, even though I believe it's on Game Pass. I know it was on Game Pass. I'm not sure if it's still there. I'm hoping that it is. I know Evil Within 2 is on there. I was playing that. I have a vid on it, a few vids on it on the channel. I definitely enjoyed that, and I have a few Ghostwire Tokyo vids as well. I have a playlist on that as well, which I had fun with it. I liked it. And I haven't finished none of them. Those are all backlog games that you can basically say. I have a lot of that. I have a lot of unfinished games that I do intend on finishing here on the channel.
Jedi temple into his palace.
Yeah, the Empire does best. Take something you love and make it something you can't stand.
You know, it's just, like I said, it's unfortunate that these studios have been, you know, suddenly closed with no warning, so forth and so forth. And I just see a lot of negativity, you know, and doom and gloom about it, or about the Xbox brand. A lot of people saying they'll never trust Xbox. They'll never trust Phil Spencer. You know, get just all these negative things and stuff like that because they close 4 of these studios within Xbox. I mean, you know, it's business. Like, you got to do what you got to do. You know, it's like, I don't mean to put it like that, but you know, if something isn't profitable or bringing you the results you was hoping for or expect, you know, financially, then obviously you have to compensate somehow, which is, you know, unfortunately, gotta close studios. Like if what I had created isn't bringing back the investment in order to keep funding the studio to go forward and make more games, then obviously, you know, it's gonna close down. Now, it's like a really strange space, okay? Because, you know, people try to basically blame Game Pass and say, you know, Game Pass isn't sustainable.
It's beautiful.
You know, it's killing, you know, the devs. You know, it's not good for devs and so forth and so forth. It's just, you know, I don't wholeheartedly agree with that. Xbox struggling with hardware sales. Xbox is going full third party. Xbox shouldn't make no more hardware. They're not making no more hardware. And that's just not the reality, which is they are going to make a handheld and another Xbox in 2026. But you know, you got people on social media saying they're not going to support it. They're done with Xbox and blah 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 blah. I'm on the fence. Like, I'm like, okay, these studios that were closed, they're known studios, but it's not 343. Bungie, who to me really is what made the Xbox brand. The Xbox brand, they're not even Xbox, they're PlayStation, owned by PlayStation. Like, you got 343, you got the Coalition, you got Turn 10, you know, all staples within the Xbox brand, and still, you know, like heavily active is Xbox.
Extension cable. Workers use them for construction now.
I'm just, you know, I'm still going to ride it out. Still Xbox. Like I said, I don't want to own a PlayStation. Never will.
Not in bad shape.
It's been years since I've owned one. The last Sony product I owned was a PlayStation 3. And that will be the last one. I don't like Sony. I'm sorry.
So
I don't.
heard you fucked the
They're
Empire
not
on Kashyyyk.
squeaky clean neither in the industry as far as closing down studios and laying off employees and developers and stuff. They do it too.
That one was beating.
You know, it's just games are becoming more taxing as far as making them, marketing them, and so forth and so forth.
What
and
about you,
when
new
you
guy?
understand and know
This for
that,
the credits?
you won't,
Credits never heard.
you know, be so
But
overly dramatic about the closure of
have a daughter.
studios. Like, it happens.
Got it.
It's a part of the industry. It's like
I don't get to
life.
see her as often as I'd like,
Unfortunately,
but
we
at least I can
live and
provide
then
for
we
her.
die. That's the reality.
Must be hard.
Gotta come to
Being
grips
away
with
from
reality.
Is her mother?
So
She's
yeah,
gone.
still Team Xbox over here. Still going to be playing
The Empire took her from us.
multiple platform games, Xbox exclusive games.
Sorry.
I'm going to actually, I kind of feel like,
Taking a
yes,
lot
I
of people.
shouldn't buy certain Xbox games
every day.
because, yes, I am disappointed with some of the direction or the direction that Xbox is
used one of
going
those?
in, but,
I'll figure it out.
you know, that's
There's a
also
scrapper
why
in Brockton.
some of these studios are closing
You've
or
been through a
you're
lot for
seeing
someone so
certain
young.
games go to other
Just trying to
platforms
survive.
because I guess some of us aren't purchasing games, which I purchase games. So gonna purchase the games that I prefer or interest me, and that's just how I've always been. And still subscribe to Game Pass, which to me is an awesome, it's the best service in gaming for console. But that's all the time that we have for this video today. If you enjoyed it, if you stayed all the way through, let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. Peace and be well. Noob out.